Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Concealer Fest. And today I am checking out from Lancome. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this name, you guys. Mackie Complete. I'm making that up. Not sure. Complete coverage concealer. On the box, it is described as lightweight, radiant concealer. It retails for $31. 0.23 ounces of product on Sephora's website. It's currently getting 4.5 out of 5 stars with 455 reviews. I just counted the shades and I forgot how many. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 shades. Creamy liquid concealer that minimizes the look of flaws, blemishes, and dark circles with full natural looking coverage. It's enriched with light diverting agents. Dun dun dun. And a hydrating botanical complex that supports antioxidant protection. It minimizes the appearance of under eye circles and wrinkles while reducing environmental damage and topping off your look with natural looking coverage. Beauty tip. Yeah, you go use their serums. Blah, blah, blah. So we are going to give this a whirl. I've got it in shade 90 Ivory, which appears to be like the 6th lightest shade, but it looks pretty light, so we're gonna find out. Let's swatch this one against a few others in my collection. Let's swatch. First up is today's concealer, the Lancome Radiant Concealer in shade 90 Ivory. Second, I've got the Josie Maran Vibrancy Concealer in shade Fair. Third up is the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Concealer in shade NW15. Fourth is the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair. And last up, I've got the original, the old school Urban Decay Naked Skin in shade Fair Neutral. I am 44 years old. I have very dry under eyes that tend to get crepey when they get dehydrated, and when they get crepey, all of the lines become visible. What I want is coverage of my dark circles and a smoothing effect under my eyes. That's what I want out of a concealer. I will use a sponge on one side. This is a dampened Juno sponge. The other side I've got a brush. This is a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, but I like it a lot for concealer because it's got just enough bend to it, like it's just flexible enough. I think this packaging is quite cute with the little Lancome logo flower thing. Let's see what our foot looks like. It looks like a doe foot. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, this is not too dark. The other lighter shades they do look lighter, but they also look like they have different undertones to them. This is a sort of, I would call this neutral undertone. It's caking a little bit where it meets the foundation. It's not blending super smoothly over that seam, but the actual under eye area, it's not doing much in terms of additional smoothing, but I don't think it's accentuating my lines. It's pretty light coverage with one pass. I can still see some color coming through there. Let's try with the sponge and see how we get. It's blending better with the sponge with my foundation, so that may be just how it likes to go. I think coverage looks about the same from one side to the other, so I would probably recommend sponge as the blending method for this one. I'm going to see if it's buildable at all, just where I've got the most darkness, because I feel really purple right here. Sometimes this inner trough is just a lost cause. I like that you've got some time to work with it. It doesn't dry down and solidify, which is probably due to the radiant nature. Usually you do have a little bit longer to work with a more dewy, radiant product. When they say radiant, I don't feel like it's shimmery or anything like that. I feel like it just looks hydrated, that sort of nice plumping look. I'm not a huge fan of how it's looking toward my crow's feet. I feel like it's just a little bit liney, cakey, which could just be how it's playing with the foundation. I'd say it's a light medium coverage. Definitely light medium. I can still see the lines under my eyes. They're not being accentuated, but they're not being smoothed over, which is one thing that I really enjoy in concealers that do that, where they kind of glide over those lines and make them less obvious. But overall, I like the coverage. I think it is a nice light medium. Feels very comfortable, feels very hydrating. I don't feel like I'm going to need to set this because I'm not seeing any product traveling into my lines. We'll see as I put the rest of my face on if that changes. If I do have to set it, I will let you know. But that is where we are starting out. It is 1:05 p.m. Let me go do the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back. All right, so far so good with the Lancome. I did not set it with powder, and it has not moved or traveled around or settled into lines. So far, so good. I'll be back tonight. We will see how this thing wears. 10:52 p.m., so we are approaching the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Lancome concealer held up. I'm going to say in general, pretty well. There's a little bit of coverage missing at this point. The one disappointment, I think, is that it has sort of broken apart along the fine lines under my eyes. And for me, that's just not... That's not cool. I don't want to see the fine lines under my eyes. That's the point. I want them smoothed out. I want them invisible. And I don't think it's a very hydrating formula. I do feel like my under eye is a tiny bit dry, just a little bit leaning toward crepey at this point in the day. It's not super drying, but I think it is a little bit drying. So if I had to give a grade for dry and mature skin to the Lancome word that I can't pronounce, Radiant Concealer, I'm going to give it a B. I think it looks nice. I like the coverage. I liked it for most of the day. I think it could do a little bit better on the smoothing of fine lines, and I wish it was not drying at all. It's only a little bit drying, but it's a little bit drying. So I'm going to go low, mid-low B on this one. I will wear it. It's good enough to wear. Anything in the B range is usually something I will reach for on a regular basis. Anything in the A range is probably on my list of favorites. So there you have it. Another Concealer Fest in the books. If you enjoy concealer reviews, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.